And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Thornton Speedway as we get ready here for our next to last race of our first season of the Last of Us Lite series. We are here today at the home of the Turn of Death, and as the season winds down, the players in the hunt for the championship are now starting to come to the forefront as this is being run under the classic point system with no chase involved. So coming into today's race, Ty Dent, who ended up picking up his second win of the season. Last time we were at a track which at that time was Lime Rock. Right now he is in the driver's seat. He holds right at the moment a 32-point advantage over Nick Pericles in the point standings. The only other players that are really kind of in the hunt for this championship are Morgan Grempler and possibly James Tyler, Nick Barney, Jacob Cornigo, and today's pole sitter, Zachary Chambers. But they're really going to have to hope Ty Dent runs into some problems here today. And if he doesn't, and if he's able to finish well here and next week at Talladega, we may end up already having a champion from this season before we even get to the season finale at Armory Digital Superspeedway. But coming into today's race, the pole sitter is, as I said, Zachary Chambers. Starting in second will be Johnny Gardner, making only his second start this season. Then in row 2, you've got another driver who's making only his second start. That's Matt Corkland, made his debut back at Lime Rock, and alongside of him is going to be Zeke Marley in the 44. But it's time to get these cars rolling off. You've already been looking at your starting lineup on the top of your screen because we don't do full pace laps here at Thornton, since it would basically take about, 5-6 minutes to get them all the way around this racetrack to get ready to go green. There you see the Turn of Death on the left side of the pole sitter's machine. Number of drivers may fall off that today. We've seen it almost every time we come to this track. Who will fall off the Turn of Death? Who will win? Here today at Thornton. No cautions, 2 laps of racing. We're underway here at Thornton Speedway. Already they're starting to split 3 wide back there. Now they're back to double wide, and Ty Dent, the points leader, was actually one of those drivers in that 3 wide situation. And now things settled out quite a bit here, and maybe they'll be able to make it through this first corner. We've seen a lot of drivers have difficulty on the very first lap in that very first corner. Wow, Matt Corkland got quite a run there through these S's, as he's all over the back bumper of the Zachary Chambers machine. And Zachary Chambers, you can hear there hitting the rumble strips on that median between those 2 roadways. Look back here, see if anybody's encountered problems. There's a couple of teammates back here. Chris Louvier, Tony Blazer back here with the 2 car of Henrietta Fitzwater. Right, no, that's not Tony Blazer. I apologize. It's Ryan Acosta. But it looks like everybody from 42nd all the way up to the leader all made it through so far without wrecking. As we have a new leader out front, Matt Corkland has gotten around Zachary Chambers. Actually, where did Zachary go? Oh, there he is. That inside line, he's already dropped back almost outside the top 10. He's lost spots to Johnny Gardner, Lyndon Wright, Zeke Marley. I think he lost one to I can't even remember who that car was I saw. I think it was, yeah, Jake Baskinger, Samuel Lite. Right now, though, 2 drivers who have only made 1 start so far this season out in front. Matt Corkland in the 8, Johnny Gardner in the 14. And there's only 2 laps of racing here as well, as I mentioned, so bear that in mind. We'll have to see if they're going to have to make moves early to carry them to a good finish today, or are they going to be able to wait? It's a big racetrack, but we normally don't run as few as 2 laps here, so it may come into play into what kind of moves these drivers might be making. There's another driver that's made his debut last week that's making moves up here towards the front. That's Ryan Rezzo in the 22. Coming up here on Samuel Light, and now gets caught in a 3-wide situation with Ty Dent and Austin Weiner. Speaking of Ty Dent, qualified pretty well, and right now running pretty well in that 19. I heard some squealing. There's some smoke back there. Someone's gotten into a wreck. Someone's gotten into a wreck there at the rear of the field, and one of them is Henry Nova. Henry Nova in the 45 is the only car leaving the scene of that accident. I don't know if anybody else was involved. maybe possibly Kayla Schmidt, maybe Lisa Gonzalez. Looks like Carter Fargo, his teammate Zach Rogers. Looks like they may have gotten held up back here. Steven Gonzalez back here. I don't think anybody really, with maybe the possible exception of Lisa Gonzalez, got involved in that incident with Henry Nova. But as we said, no cautions here at this track. If you spin out, if you wreck, you just got to hope that others ahead of you are going to wreck and spin out, so that way you can pick up spots. Thornton also very difficult with camera angles here, but we are coming into the final few corners here to complete the first lap, and they are coming to that dreaded turn of death. So we will move to TV1 camera here, and we always put a still camera on that particular portion of the racetrack to see if anybody does meet their demise falling off of the turn of death, as they're going to be coming to it here. Johnny Gardner is starting to close up the distance between himself and Matt Corkland, so is Zeke Marley. Here they come off the final corner. We'll still the camera here to make sure everybody gets around this final corner safely. So far, so good. Whoa, Ryan Rez. Oh, there goes Kyle Thomas. There goes Morgan Grempler. That's 4th in points. Kyle Thomas, 9th in points, and Morgan Grempler, 4th in points, have just fallen off the turn of death. There's what's left of Grempler's machine. He's now teleported to pit road. Kyle Thomas has done the same. And it's 2 drivers who came in top 10 in the point standings involved in falling off the turn of death on this first of 2 laps. We are now on the final lap of this race. And that just, I think, takes more contenders out of the hunt for this championship. Grempler came into this race 38 points out. Kyle Thomas came in 72 points back. They were still mathematically in the hunt for the championship, but they needed good runs. And I'm not rightly sure where either of them were running at the time when they fell off. I think they were somewhere both just outside of the top 20. They were right near around each other because they both fell off the turn of death just a split second, one behind the other. Right now, though, it is Matt Corkland leading the way. Let's find out where the rest of our points drivers ended up crossing the stripe on the first lap. Doesn't necessarily mean they're running there now. But Ty Dent, who came in as the points leader, right now running in the 6th position. The guy trying to run him down for the points lead, 2nd in points, Nick Pericles. He's mired all the way back here in 30th. Skylar Johnson no longer in the series. Morgan Grempler we just saw fall off the turn of death. How about the 20 of James Tyler, 5th in points. He's right now running in 16th place. Nick Barney, 6th in points, running in the 21st position. Jacob Cornigo, I see him not too far behind. In the 25th position was where he crossed the stripe last. He's 7th in points. Pole sitter Zachary Chambers, 8th in points. Where is he at? Right now in 15th, battling side by side with Steven Gonzalez. We saw Kyle Thomas fall off the turn of death. And how about the final driver in the top 10 in points, the 12 of Samuel Lite? He's right now in the 8th position. Things are awfully spread out, and a lot of the drivers running well in points are spread out through this field as well. All the way back from the points leader running in the, the 5th, 6th position, all the way back to Morgan Grempler and Kyle Thomas, probably going to be undoubtedly finishing in 41st and 42nd. I don't know if anybody else has encountered problems during this race. There you see Henry Nova. We know he spun out. I think everybody else is all at least around somebody. Yeah, so we've only, in the 2 laps here, well, actually we should say maybe 1.5 laps here, we've only had basically 2 incidents take place. The spin by Henry Nova and then Morgan Grempler and Kyle Thomas falling off the turn of death. So, if one can say it, a calmer race here at Thornton. You don't normally get those. Right now, though, it looks like it may come down between Matt Corkland and Johnny Gardner as to who's going to win this race, because they've opened up a lot of distance between themselves and this raging battle for 3rd. Right now, Austin Weiner holds it. Zeke Marley trying to close in along with Corey Williams and Lyndon Wright. Jake Baskinger's there, and I believe that's Ty Dent in the 19 bringing up the rear. Yes, it is. Well, they're heading into the final corner here. Matt Corcoran. Oh, I think Matt Corcoran may have hit the wall. And here comes Johnny Gardner, trying to make the move here in the final corner. Corcoran going to try the bump and run here as Gardner has cleared him. Here comes Corcoran. He's going to mash the throttle off of the outside line. He could fall off the turn of death with this. But I think he cleared him. He did. Matt Corcoran has cleared Johnny Gardner. And coming down the straightaway, Matt Corcoran is going to capitalize on a mistake, still rebound, passing Johnny Gardner, and win in only his second race in the Last of Us Lite series. And I don't think anybody fell off the turn of death. I'm not sure. Oh, wait a minute. Amadou Diallo just teleported to pit road. He might have fallen off. There's your winner, Matt Corcoran, though. In only his second start, Matt Corcoran's going to go to victory lane. Great win there for that 8 team. And think about it, too. Matt Corcoran replaced Sky Commons, who was running dead last in points out of all the drivers who had started the season off at Daytona. So put a new driver in the car, and in 2 starts he puts that Budweiser Chevrolet in victory lane. What a great win for that 8 car. And the championship continues to try almost to completely take form. Ty Dent finishes out with a 7th place finish here today at Thornton, the highest finisher of all the drivers in the top 10 in points coming into this race. So this is definitely looking like it could definitely be Ty Dent's championship to lose in the next coming weeks at Talladega and Armory. Why don't we quickly jump back now and see if Amadou Diallo did indeed fall off the turn of death. And yes, indeed he did. It was a battle just outside of the top 10, I believe. He had crossed the stripe in 12th place last time by. On the outside there of Stuart Gratton in the 6th. Wait, or is that Stuart anymore? Yeah, it is Stuart. And boy, he just ran that corner really, really wide. Shades of what happened to Grempler and Thomas. And down that 40-foot drop to the beach below for Amadou Diallo. Boy, you think about the start of his season, he finished inside the top 5, top 10 so many weeks in a row. And coming into this race, he came in 17th in points, and now will end up finishing with a DNF here today as well. Just seems to sum up what's been a rather rough second half of the season for that 11 team. But it's going to be Matt Corcoran going to victory lane here today. Ty Dent will continue to open up his points lead heading into next week at Talladega. We still got Oreo, Mobile, and Stickers Cup Series races coming here from Thornton. Hope you'll tune in for those. Also be sure to follow the NNSCRA on social media. Facebook and Twitter links are in the description. As you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Opens up his distance. He still keeps a distance between himself and second place McCurry, but all that ground he gained he just lost right there. But what a save!